Lawrence Gill here for Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat, joined by Hamzah Sheeraz. We just had the press conference there. A little bit fiery between you and Jez Smith, I thought. What did you make of that?
I think it's fiery on his end, not on my end. I'm more chilled, to be fair. I'm not really one to come and give it a lip and everything. But yeah, no, he's a good opponent. He's a great opponent, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
What did you make of his fight with Brad Ray? Obviously, that was kind of praised on both sides. Bit of a tear up. Did you see that fight? And what did you make of it?
Yeah, I watched it. It's a good, wicked fire fight. But I believe I should be levels above that. I should be smarter than that to get where I want to get in this game. It's about being hit, about hitting and not getting hit. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully I can portray that come Saturday.
The obvious thing is this is your first fight week at fighting at 160 pounds. How does that feel differently in terms of less weight to make?
No, it feels great. It feels great. Do you know what I mean? It feels amazing. Like, I had a lot of Pakistani food for breakfast this morning. Do you know what I mean? It's been great. It's been amazing. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's like I'm taking everything much more on my stride rather than being all moody and grumpy. You know.
Was it getting hard to make 140? Well, you've moved up, so presumably it was very hard to make 154. But
it was for the past year, but I was sticking at it because I was getting the opportunities, and then I sat down and I'm getting bigger now. I'm turning 23 soon. I'm still young, I'm still growing. So yeah, man.
Obviously, your last fight was with Bradley Skeete. There was a bit of obviously there was some controversy. Yeah, that's the word for it. I was just wondering. Obviously, at first there was a lot of talk about the rematch there. He's since retired. Yeah. Are you disappointed essentially that you didn't get the rematch to kind of quiet that controversy?
Yeah, of course. But listen, I was willing to make 154 again for that rematch. But it is what it is. It's not going to happen now. It's done. We move on. He's retired. Good luck to whatever he chooses to do for the rest of his career or life, whatever. And yeah, that's it. That's that.
Was there any, I don't want to say bitterness from you, but you're this very highly touted young prospect. Yep. Everyone's kind of talking Hamzah Sheeraz. Suddenly there's a bit of controversy in that fight. You got a kind of barrage of criticism from a lot of places, some higher in the sport, but general social media stuff really. Was that almost like, okay, I see, was there kind of a bit of anger there from you?
Not really. You got to remember, this is boxing. It's all part of the parcel. It's all part of the parcel. You got to take everything in stride. The good things, the bad things, the worst things, everything. You got to take it in stride. And what you got to remember, boxing's full of opinions, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So what can I can't do nothing about that just because someone's angry at me. Alright, man, that's your opinion. It is what it is. I want to crack on doing what I'm doing. You crack on doing, and it's simple as that.
And how much better do you think you are now than you were in that Bradley Skeete fight?
It can't get much worse. It can't get much worse. But yeah, at the end of the day, I got the win. I got the win. It's on the record. It's a win on the record. And Saturday night, I'm looking forward to getting back in there and going back to what it was before the fight.
Okay, this is a question I ask a lot of young fighters, but I think it's particularly pertinent with you because you've been so kind of highly promoted on Frank Warren cards. Is how fast do you want to move? How soon are you looking at those really big fights? Moving to try and climb those world rankings, even dare I say, talk of a world title. Yeah. How fast do you want to make that?
I want to make it. Listen, I just extended my contract with Frank for another 3 years. So hopefully by the end of the 3 years, I want my name to be up there, and I want to be challenging or being like put myself in a mandatory position for fighting for world titles. So that's the plan. But in about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay, that's perhaps not as quick as I expected you to say. I feel like these days you're getting people fighting for world titles in their kind of 15th, 16th fight. The pace people are moving at is crazy. Do you want to? 2.5, 3 years, just probably a little bit slower than that, or you fight a little bit less?
That's just off the top of my head. So if it comes before then, it comes before then. If it comes after then, it comes after then. But yeah, it is what it is. And when I get there, I want to stay there. I don't want to rush there, win it on a top performance, and then that's it, and you lose it on your first defence. No, when I get there, I want to stay there.
Do you reckon there's any? This is looking even further into the future, but now we've mentioned world titles in the future. Do you reckon there's any chance you'd go to 168 eventually?
Yeah, of course. I reckon I'll finish my career like 175 or something silly like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, listen, who knows what the future holds? It could be Cruiserweight or something.
200 pounds. Well,
you know what I mean?
I know that I talk about this with everyone, but technically the WBC is still meant to be moving Cruiser down to 190. So
They could, you know what I mean? If they do by the time I ever got there, who knows, man? Who knows?
right. Anyway, we've talked about the far future. Let's just bring it back to Saturday night. Hamzah Sheeraz versus Jez Smith. Tell me what's going to happen.
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take his head off, and I want to do it like I said, I want to show that I'm levels above him. But it will be competitive at the start because he's going to come out all fired up and everything, but I'll break him down and I'll get mad at him.
Okay, Hamzah Sheeraz, thank you very much.
Cheers, I appreciate it.